welcome back for another session of Learning Guitar with Becca O'Hara in the Shed. So wonderful, we've got 3 chords and we've got a song, and one thing I thought would be very useful is to just understand what we mean when we say tuning the guitar, and it's really important because if you don't tune it properly it just sounds really pants. So we've got 6 strings and they all have a specific name. Now if we start on string number 1, i.e. the one at the bottom, it's the finest, thinnest one and the highest sounding one, and it's called, there's a cat outside who's just watching me through the window like I'm a nutter. I am not a nutter. I've just got saws behind me. Right, so top string is the highest sounding one, la, and the 6th string, the one closest to you, is the lowest sounding one. And they're both E strings. They're both E. That's a high E, high because it sounds high, although it's at the bottom, and low, but it's at the top. So that's why I call them strings number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because as soon as I start talking about top and bottom we all get confused. So string number 1 is an E, string number 6 is an E, and let's go from string number 6 through to number 1, naming them: E, A, D, G, sounds a bit out, B, and E. And I just learned the names of them, and you do need to learn the names of them. But a good little rhyme that someone told me is, if you want to remember it, Eddie et dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Eddie et dynamite, goodbye Eddie. So now you know the names of the strings. And if you get a tuner, and you might have an inbuilt tuner, but you might get a tuner that you ping onto the end, or you can download an app on your phone, and so you just play the string, and you want the name of that note to come up on your tuner, because sometimes like if this is the E, I might have dropped it right down a whole note, and that would be a D. So make sure it actually says E on the tuner. Anyway, so sometimes the string is a little bit lower than it should be, and we say that's flat. So you need to tune it by turning your tuning head, and as we tighten it, the string gets more and more taut and the sound of the note becomes higher. And so if it's low, we say it's flat, and if it's a bit too high, we say it's sharp. You want to put your tuner on and make sure this says E, and it will be the 6th string if it has string numbers on your tuner, and you want this as your A, and if it's too sharp you loosen it, if it's too flat you tighten it just a little bit. Do it incrementally and just keep going like that, because sometimes you get really close and you want it as spot on as you can get it. I've got an inbuilt tuner on here, but it's not great. It lights up green when it thinks that you've hit the right note, but I think the accuracy isn't quite as good as when you have a tuner which tells you just how many degrees out you are either side. So there are other ways of tuning it, but right, so now you know the names of your strings and you know the principles of tuning, and you can do it by ear, but I'd say that takes time. So maybe invest in a tuner or download an app and make sure it's the first thing you do before you pick it up to play. Okay, that's tuning sorted. Goodbye.